Hello, Cancers. How are you? It's me, Lauren, with the Untitled Tarot. I hope you're doing well. Welcome if it's your first time in. Welcome back if you're returning. We are going to do your weekly spread, Cancer. We are going to do it a little differently. I do a spread called the Basic Instinct. It's an animal oracle spread that I offer for some of my personals. And given the very intense energies with the full moon and cycles closing out and beginning, I thought it was best maybe to do this spread instead of the traditional tarot spreads. Everybody's a little tense right now, so keep it cool, keep it cute. So that's what we're gonna do this week. We're gonna take it back to basics. I have pulled a couple general energies for you, and then we're gonna break down your environment, your strengths, your weaknesses, advice. We're gonna do all that. But your first 4 cards out, I just took out your general energies. You have, my little Cancerians, you have the Unicorn. Love that card. We have the Tiger. This is the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal Oracle deck, is what this is called. It's by Kim Kranz. And then you have out the Crocodile. You have the Oyster in reverse. This is very interesting. I've been sitting here looking at this for a while. It is very interesting, Cancer. I'm like very excited to get into this for you. So first out with this Unicorn. This is a spirit card in this deck. We obviously have all the elements: water, earth, fire, air, and of course, never leave out spirit. This is a very interesting card for me. This card has a lot of magician energy. You know, in the traditional tarot card where the magician and he has his wand and he's like holding it up like this, like, ta-da, I did it. It's kind of a little bit what it feels like. It's also a little bit of like an antenna. It's like you have been maybe in a little bit of a bubble, right? Kind of connecting, kind of just trying to stick your little personal antenna up, trying to get your magician energy on, out to the universe, out to spirit, trying to work through everything, trying to balance yourself, your chakras, your thoughts, the darkness with the magic, right? Just kind of like an antenna out to spirit. Like, is there anyone there? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody help me? Right? And then next out you have this Tiger card, and then followed up by this Crocodile card. And what was interesting to me is I was looking at these, and was it this way? This way. And I guess the camera's flipped. So they're all pointing this way. So they're all pointing back, like to the past on my board, right? The Crocodile and this Unicorn. It's like the assessing. But then you have this Tiger in the middle, right on point, focused, straight ahead. I'm staring at these cards for your general energy, Cancer, and then I realize, and I'm seeing all different kinds of things in these cards lately. I've been getting a lot of different downloads, upgrades. I don't know what you want to call them. I'm seeing things differently. I'll just put it that way to you. But I'm looking at these cards for you, and it's like you went in to your intuition, you reached out, you connected with spirit, right? Tried to align yourself to find like a focus. And back here, you see how it's dark? It's like almost like a very shadowy aspect, but then there are these clouds, and they're yellow and they're orange and they're a little bit green, right? It's like your heart chakra, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and it's like you emerging almost like after maybe going in. It's almost like with this isolation, with this bubble, it feels a little bit like a hermit energy too. It's like you kind of hermited yourself, maybe, Cancer, to go in and kind of connect with source and like figure your shit out. And here you are, and it's like you emerging from it. And are you guys having problems expressing yourself? I did not have this problem in the Libra video at all. This Tiger is black and white, right? And there's so much color behind him. So for me, this is symbolizing the yin and the yang energy, right? That balance, right? Being in balance. But with all of this sacral energy, this heart chakra energy behind it, and I'm looking at this, I'm like, obviously, Cancers, you've gone in to your intuition to kind of balance yourself. Now you've come into balance with yourself, and it's like you have a new spark. I don't know if it's you got a download, if it's just your intuition, if it's source, if the stars just aligned for you, but it seems like you've really gone in, used your intuition to figure out like what you need to focus on after a time of maybe stepping back a little bit, coming out of this shadow period of self-worth. And now it's like it's like the wands have been lit. Like there's a real spark in you now. There's like a little bit of a fire under your ass, but it's not like a brush fire. It's not a wildfire. It's like a slow burn. It's like focused. It's like, I know what I want now. I'm very focused to go get it. And it's like, well, what do they want? And it's this crocodile energy. What does this crocodile energy represent? Something that's like very old, something that could be like ancient, past lives, your childhood, buried deep, deep down depths, right? And I'm very drawn to his eye and how it's yellow and it's green, right? That's more of that heart chakra, that solar plex energy. So I'm like, you've gone in, you've balanced, you've refocused your energy, you're ready to refocus your passions. It's on something that it's like, it almost feels like it's like a part of you, like it's so old or it's so ingrained in you that it feels like it's like a part of you. So this could be about you kind of redirecting yourself back on your path, right? Or it could be with a person, or it could be to a place, but it could be an activity, a job, a new ability, a new skill you want to undertake. But it's something with this green and this yellow that really opens up your heart chakra. It's something that you love, whether it's a person or whether it's a thing, like a labor of love. And it's something that you really love, and it's something that is very creative to you, something that really creates that spark, right? It's almost like I'm almost getting a reignition, kind of, yeah. And then with the oyster out, normally, what does the oyster hold? A pearl, right? So normally, and I don't always take these cards in reverse, but normally you get the oyster card, excuse me, and there's something in it, like a pearl, like something special from the universe, right? But with coming out in reverse, I'm seeing like empty shell. It's like either, I'm getting a couple different scenarios, which is something that's been happening to me lately. I'm getting a couple different scenarios. So I'm hearing like empty shell. So either there is a group of you that have done this, and you are so focused now that like you're now going in to take this pearl out of the oyster yourself. You're like, I went in, I did my work, I figured it out, I got a spark under my ass, like I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna go shuck this oyster for myself. And then I'm getting another group where you're showing up and the oyster is like, the shell's already empty, like somebody already took the pearl. Yeah, there's two groups of you. Is there another group? 3 groups is too many groups for me. Yeah, it's just those 2 groups, I think is mostly what I'm getting. So either you are about to go in and pull this pearl out for yourself, or you're arriving to your oyster shell. Oh, my nose is itchy, yeah. And you're realizing that somebody already took the pearl out. It was almost like, I don't know. But these are just your general energies. So this is, usually your general energies have to do with your reaction to your immediate environment. So, and environments and energies change all the time. So at any point in time, free will, the moon and the stars, everything can change. So let's say, I'm gonna get into your environment. If this is the immediate star reaction to our environment, Cancer, what is the environment? What's going on in your environment? The jungle. I was very cold when I came down here and I put on this big hoodie. I call it my big fluffy. And now I got down here, I was freezing doing Libra's reading, and now I'm doing yours and I'm like hot. It could be all the chemicals in this Red Bull, but you guys heated? Maybe it's that wand energy. Okay. Interesting. Okay, Cancer, your immediate environment. Elk. This is an earth energy. This is very much of a like a patriarchal, like a father kind of energy coming out in your environment, unless there is somebody who is acting that way towards you. Maybe like it's like a little bit of like an emperor energy for me. Not maybe like in the controlling sense as it would if I pulled out, say, like the wolf card in this deck, but it's like a very capable, I've got it all under control, like don't you worry about it, I'll do it sort of energy. So I feel as though you were in your environment, you're either dealing with somebody that is like this, or you are trying to be like this. Like somebody's trying to, I don't know if somebody's trying to control you, Cancer, or if you're trying to take control of a situation. Could be both. Could be both. Things are very general. And energies are always fluid. So like this could also just be somebody that you're really heavily energetically connected to as well. It really depends. But next out you have the raccoon in your environment. This is a very skillful energy, a very resourceful energy. Is somebody being sneaky? That's what I'm getting. And then you have the owl out in reverse. You know, owls are obviously about intuition. They're about wisdom. They're about being able to see without sight, you know, at night. And I'm like looking at the antlers on this your reading's fucking me up a little bit. I'm so sorry. I love you so much. There's so many sweet dear Cancers. I'm looking at the antlers on this elk. And I'm almost like seeing these like branches that the owl is in. There's something sneaky going on in your environment. Like again, there's two groups of you. So okay, so there's two groups of you. We're gonna break this down. So group A, yes? Group A, where you're going in to get the pearl, you're going in to do the shucking, yes? That group, you are doing so in reaction to your environment because you're trying to be resourceful in your attempts to kind of get the reins back in the situation so you can kind of go in and do the shucking and get your pearl, whatever that is for you, because in the past, you did not use your intuition. You didn't listen to your gut instinct, which is why you had to go in and put yourself in like a spiritual bubble helmet with like a cable jack to Jesus, you know, just to like get you back within your personal power, right? Like these are all cards up here about regaining your personal power. And that could be because in your environment, you didn't use your intuition, so you kind of played yourself a little bit. Second group is that you could potentially be going to your oyster and it's already been shucked by someone, and or it could be that you're afraid, or it could be afraid. So maybe there is three groups. I guess there is three groups of you. Some of you are going in to do the shucking. Some of you, your pearl's already been taken, and some of you, it's not either yet, but you're just anxious about the oyster. But it almost feels as though someone, and maybe that's why because these are very calculating energies, and calculating isn't always bad. It doesn't always mean like cold and vicious, but these are very calculating, meticulous, very focused energies. And it's very much about being in balance and using your intuition for something special. So it almost feels like there's somebody in your environment that's like being controlling, like building, I almost see somebody like building like a wall around you, or like I almost see like fencing, like prison, like the electric fencing. Like I almost see that, and trying to be very, very skillful in it. And it's like also like very much of an adaptable energy, or this could be you trying to like navigate your way through it, kind of a bit like a crocodile, like keep your head low, like because you know that there's like maybe like a little bit of a trickstery energy like about you trying to control a little bit, because they're not using their intuition appropriately. Because this is a card of intuition. So for me, this could be like a kind of a psychic-y kind of card, but just also like not everybody that like has abilities, or like some people are sensitive or intuitive and maybe they don't realize it, and so they're not aware of like the energy that they're putting off or how it affects other people. You know, some people do know that they got the juice and they use it for nefarious reasons, you know, and that's between them and Big Daddy Karma. But I see in your environment, like I said, there's two groups of you that either someone is trying to maintain control of a situation over you by being a little bit sneaky, by being a little bit resourceful, by using their intuition and their gifts for the wrong reasons, which if that's the case, that could be why you had to go in so deeply and connect into your intuition, because it was throwing off your radar a little bit, right? You had to go back in and refocus. Or another group, this is you guys coming in to try and take control of this situation. So it could be both, like this happened to you and now you took a time out and now you're going back in to like regain control after somebody took it away from you. God. Be strong, Cancer. All right. The clouds are rolling in. Like, what is cool? I'm gonna turn a light on here. All right, let's see what your strengths are. 15 and 8. Cancer, I feel like your reading might be a little bit long. I'm sorry. Let's see what your strengths are. Let's see what your strengths are in here. It seems like you got a lot. This, you feel really strong. You feel really powerful, your energy. Like resolve. I'm just hearing resolve. It feels like a fortress. Either because someone built one around you, you're building it around yourself. Ooh, it feels tight though, like tense. It's almost like an 8 Mile moment kind of thing. In your strengths, you have the turtle in reverse. You're moving, mobility, action, right? Because now that you have focus, it's like a crocodile and a tiger. They don't just like lash out. They don't just go clawing at everything, you know, chewing at everything in the bay or the river, I don't know, wherever, correct, the swamp. That's where crocodiles live, the swamp, right? Like that movie, like Placid, I don't know. But they don't just attack anything, is what I'm saying. Like they're appropriate predators. They're proper predators. They stalk, they hunt, they strike when appropriate. Not that we should be stalking or hunting or really striking, but except the iron, but only when it's hot. Let's see if you have any more strengths. Okay. A lot of strengths. You got 3? It's a lot of strengths. Okay, Cancer. I see you. You got the hyena in reverse. Excuse me, the Red Bull. It's really rough for me, but I need it. I actually really like to see this card in reverse because this card upright, depending on the spread, can kind of come off a little bit of like, not the nicest energy. It's a little bit of a trickstery energy. It's a little bit of like playing both ends of the fence. It's a little bit of like dark humor, sarcasm, like a little like underhanded compliment. Like, it's not the best energy. So in reverse, it shows that almost, I'm hearing like not wanting to be petty. It's like better than that. It's like not wanting to be petty. It's like what you want, or like whatever pearl was in here, or whatever it is that this is for you. It's like, it's more important than petty games is what I'm hearing. It's like more important than petty games. And then you get the swan out next. That's mirroring, right? That's about self-reflection. So one of your strengths is obviously able to kind of put maybe your own bullshit aside, right? Balance, pick up the pace after a period of being able to kind of self-reflect, right? That's kind of what we did here. When you realize that everyone and everything around you is really just a reflection of what you're going through and what you're energetically putting out into the universe, it's easier when you see something that's like screwed up. You're like, oh my God. And you're like, let me check that with myself. Okay. Because as you become in a more authentic alignment with yourself, more balance, what is naturally like you will be drawn to you. So if you're finding, like I think I said in the Libra video, if you're finding that things are being drawn to you that you don't really like, that's a sign that you might be like a little out of alignment yourself. But you have the ability to go in and do that, self-reflect, see how others are mirroring you and vice versa. And that is your strength. And that allows you to know how to move. Because sometimes, like I said, like a proper predator, you need to know when to wait, when to hunt, and you need to know when to move, when to not act like a turtle. And then you have the vulture out in reverse, which is interesting for a strength because normally the vulture comes in and like cleans up messes, right? Create a mess. Your strength is to be able to create a mess. Organize chaos, I'm hearing. It's almost, I'm getting like a sense of like when you walk into a teenager's room and there's shit everywhere and you're like, how could you find anything in here? And they're like, I know exactly where everything is. And they do. It like looks like a mess, but there's actually like some kind of like method to the madness in there. There's something in that's your strength. It's like you thrive well in chaos. You thrive well in chaos. My ears are ringing. To make messes. I'm almost seeing like dynamite or I get, or almost like in a, like, I live in Jersey, they do like controlled burns sometimes in the woods, you know, like certain areas, it's like destructive, but it's like for a greater purpose. It's like knowing where to set fires, like what needs to be cleared. It's like some kind of, it's something like that. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Cancer. All right, let me see. What are your weaknesses? What is Cancer's weaknesses? Probably none. You guys feel fierce. Fierce, Cancer. Cancer's weaknesses, please. Cancer's weaknesses. Yeah, your video's gonna be a little long. Cancer's weaknesses, please. No way, nobody has no weaknesses. That's not a thing. Cough it up. They clumped it up. You got the beaver energy. That's your weaknesses. It's a big heart. That's what that is. The beaver energy. This is a very it's a very loyal energy. It's a very committed energy. It's a very family-oriented energy. It's very hardworking, right? Beavers build like whole ecosystems. They're extremely hardworking, and it's always with a purpose. And they're very like happy to work. It's little like, you know, 7 dwarves like whistle on my way to work, you know? And that's in your weaknesses, which is interesting because in your strengths, it's the ability to like start a forest fire, like where you need to. And your weakness is commitment, loyalty, hardworking. That's why this took so long. Whatever this was for you, that's why it took so long. It's like, I'm just trying to use like an example. It's like you're in high school and you graduate, right? You get into a really good college and you decide to give up your scholarship to Princeton so you could stay home and go to community college because you don't want to leave your friends. Because your friends couldn't even get into a state school, or they decided to take a gap year and you're afraid. So, you know, it's like that. It's like that. It's like you move to Philly because your girlfriend goes to school there, but meanwhile, you hate the Eagles. You know, it's like something like that. It's like being so loyal and committed to a project or a person or a way of thinking, a way of living that you it's like carving eagles out of concrete and tying them to your ankles and wondering why you can't fly. It's because it's not a bird. It's not a bird. And you're not a beaver. You're not a beaver. You're a tiger, Cancer. And you're a crocodile. It's almost like the aspects before you went into this process that were like bad are now good. And the things before this process that were good are now bad. It's like a real tables have turned for you kind of thing. Your old strengths are now your weaknesses, and your old weaknesses are now your strengths. Fascinating. Fascinating. I think it's saying like don't let like people like emotionally manipulate you with this weakness card. Like don't, you know, what's that saying? Like don't let your eyes are bigger than your stomach kind of thing. It's like don't let your heart be bigger than your, I don't know, your common sense. Ooh, shit. Okay. Any advice? Any advice for Cancer? What should Cancer do? What should Cancer do? the Phoenix in reverse. I would like another clarifier on that, please. Is that for that? That was the exact clarifier. What's dead is dead. I'm hearing like what's gone is gone. It's something like that. It's the dolphin is this is a very friendly energy, right? It's like good karma, cycles, right? It's very much like this beaver energy. But the phoenix, you know, a phoenix is it's resurrecting, resurrecting, right? And your strengths are that you have the ability to turn around, look at yourself, be honest with yourself about your bullshit, take action to kind of set fires where you need to. And your weaknesses is that your heart's like a little too big, and the advice is like friendship, resurrection, like in reverse. With this being your weakness, it's like, it's basically saying it's like, you know, Cancer, like don't let your heart be so big that you go back in and you try and like undo all the good work that you just did for yourself, right? I mean, this isn't a traditional tarot spread. I don't want to start pulling out like those kind of cards for you. It wouldn't even matter because this is so general. But so I don't know, like you could have been the pearl inside of this oyster. You could have found yourself, you know? And I don't know if you got there and the pearl got taken, or somebody took your pearl and that's why all of this is transpiring. It's like you're trying to get it back. I don't know what it is. But with this beaver energy, with all of this, it's really saying it's like, you know what to do, just do it. And it looks like you're focused and you're ready to do it, but don't think you can drag, like, I don't want to say dead bodies, but like don't drag dead bodies across the finish line. That's almost what it is. Like whatever you put to rest needs to stay at rest. Like don't be like, there's like no buyer's remorse. That's what it is, buyer's remorse. There's no buyer's remorse. That's basically what it is. You've made your decision, you're focused, you're ready to go on your new path. Stick with your decisions. If they're out, they're out. If they're in, they're in. Like, no, what do they call it? Like Indian giving, no halvesies, no give backsies, no jinx, I bought you a Coke, none of that. You're focused now. You have that energy. The only thing that's going to trip you up is like your big heart. And this is like I said, this is like a friendship energy. So this is people probably trying to make you feel guilty. Like, come on, like, but we've known each other for so long, but like, come on, we've already invested so much into this, but like, come on, like you've always lived here. Like, come on, what am I going to do without you? Like, come on, don't go away to school. Like, stay here with us. It'll be fun. That's what that is. That's what that is. That took me 4 minutes to figure out. And I'm sorry, but I can't just leave it if it's not right. Let's get you, oh, so many. Ouch. Oh my God, there's things happening. I keep wanting to like mess with my hair and like my appearance too. Feels like you guys are like prepping. Are you prepping for something? You're going in for your pearl? It's like you're prepping for something. Oh. Say prepping, you're going in for your pearl, you're going in for pearl. I touch the thing, the card pops up. What is it? Grasshopper spirit, take a leap of faith. You gotta love it. You know, I sit here and I know I talk too much and it probably takes me too long to get the messages out sometimes, but I also just like to hang out with you guys too. It's like nice for me. But sometimes stuff like that happens and it was like the beaver card and I was like, cough it up, and sometimes it's just fun. It's just funny, you know. My spirit's got a sense of humor too, you know. It's nice. It's nice. See if they want anything else for you. Yes, Cancer. Take a leap of faith. 30. That's 3. A number of divinity. Divine planning. Being on your path. Oh. Life's a mystery. Number 8. It's a working energy, right? Moving. That intention, that energy, that input. What's this look like? Two different kitties, but they sure do look the same, don't they? Focused. Focused. There's even like an adornment in the middle of her eyes, just like here. At the bottom. Co-create with spirit, Cancer. Do you want one? Okay, they're telling me one more. Oh. Yep. Put that down. Rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. Yes, 49. That was at 13. 49 breaks on at 13, so that's 4. Stability. 3, 4, 8. This is all about like working on like new foundations with source, with your intuition. It's beautiful. Well, hop to it, Cancer. I hope you get your pearl and your oyster. Thank you so much for letting me do that for you. That was an emotional roller coaster for everyone, truly. I hope you enjoyed it. If you need any information, it should be in the description box. All the decks I use, my Twitter, I do daily spreads on my Twitter for all the signs as well as general messages. Personals are open. If you want to chit chat, you could do in the comments. Otherwise, you can email me and I will see you next week, Cancer. All right, happy hopping. Bye.